he is, but apparently the millennials like to use that word. What else do we got going on? Thanks for those that tuned in to the Black Aces podcast last night. Gave out another copy of FHM 10, and the winner last night was Uber_Rees. So Uber Rees, if you're in the chat today, hope you got that downloaded and the code entered that I sent you. And again, we'll give another copy away on Monday. Still have about 3 more copies to give away over the course of the next 3 weeks. And tune in on Saturday, as I'm going to have a guest on that I was supposed to have this Saturday, but I had to cancel. So this coming Saturday, someone that's in the chat right now is going to be a guest on the show, and we're going to talk franchise hockey manager. Also, if you missed it yesterday, thanks again to the subscribers from last week: Jeff Steele Flex, Hero Driver, Don't Cut the D-Block Dragon, Fanatic, and Popston Goria with the gift subs. Again, subscribers, during the breaks, you'll get kind of a little shout out, a little bit of recognition for your contributions to the channel. So again, thank you so much. And at some point, I'll get channel points figured out, and you'll have a chance to cash those in, or you can just collect them. Maybe in the future they'll be worth something, like hockey cards. Maybe in 2050, be like, oh man, I'm going to go to eBay and see if I can buy some Hound biscuits. I think so. I don't think that's how it works. So again, thanks to the followers, thanks to the subscribers. And again, as I said, we've got an early bird draw going in, 10 seconds to get entered. And then we're doing a draw for all those of you that are here before the Sporer show ends. Let's reward you guys and give you 5 packs to a winner here in 10 seconds, less than 10 seconds, in less than 9 seconds. All right, let's close this off. Exclamation enter, exclamation ticket, and see who I get to put a smile on their face today. The winner of our first 5 packs is going to be Fanatic. The Fanatic is our first 5-pack winner. So congratulations. I always got to remember your name. 2 N's and 2 K's. 2 N's and 2 K's. And Fanatic. There you go. So we'll do some more giveaways a little bit later. Of course, the big one is the Babe in the Matrix one. So let's mark that one as complete. Again, OOTP, in terms of some OOTP news, we do have some news. Again, some new cards coming out today. I think there might be 1 or 2 gold, and then everything is underneath gold. And the main set coming out on Thursday is NEL4. Yes, the Negro League 4 set is coming out on Thursday on the regular TWIPT network, 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. You can catch that with Dishnet, and it will be NEL cards. So maybe this is where we get the Oscar Charleston. In EVC's Guess the Set, you might want to guess Oscar Charleston, because I think he'll if he's not part of the regular cards Thursday, maybe he'll be part of a mission. We need some more Oscar in our life. All right, so that's coming up on Thursday. And also wanted to shout out Chess Safari and his Charbonneau links. Now, you know how usually you buy a card or you get a card in a pack and you put him in your lineup and he sucks for the first 10 games? At least that's been my experience. He just sucks. And you go, why did I get this card? Well, he acquired Troy Glaus, the immortal Troy Glaus. Now, immortal Troy Glaus, it's hard for him to suck. But he put him into his lineup. And get this is the first time he's seen it. It's the first time I've seen it. Troy Glaus, first at bat, new card, home run. Second at bat, home run. Third plate appearance at bat, home run. Troy Glaus hits 3 home runs in his first 3 at bats with his new team. I've never seen that before, with a card just entering a team. And this is Diamond League. This is not Rookie or Stone or Iron, where, okay, I can see that happening. It's in Diamond. Troy Glaus, 3 home runs in a row. And I don't see the pitcher here. Chef Safari, if you're in the chat, who was the pitcher he hit that off of? And guys, looks like we have an ad break kicking in here already because I did start the stream a little bit early with the coming soon. So we'll be back in 2 minutes' time. Enjoy the box score with Troy Glaus. 3 plate appearances, 3 home runs. Amazing. Back in 2 minutes. All right. So again, thanks to Jeff Steelflex and Don't Cut the D Block Dragon, the first 2 of last week's subscribers featuring during the ad break today. And again, Jeff Steelflex, big fan of the St. Louis Cardinals. You saw some of his, people that he looked up to, favorite players on the Cardinals team. And Don't Cut the D Block Dragon, of course, is a big fan of the Kansas City Royals because he did spend about a year in Kansas City and got to see some Kansas City games. And of course, D Block Dragon from Germany, it's not often someone from Europe gets over to see Major League Baseball. I'm in Canada and I haven't seen a Major League Baseball game live yet. I know, I've got to get to one. I'm going to come visit all of your houses. I'm going to go to Florida. I'm going to go to New York. I'm going to go to Kansas. I'm going to go to Portland and San Francisco, Seattle. Oh yeah, I'm going to be, hey buddy, you got a room? You got a bed I can stay in? And hey, where's the free grub? I'm a senior. Do I get a senior's discount on tickets? Put me in the front row, please. I want to be behind home plate. No. That's not the best place to watch a game. All right. So again, thanks Chess Safari for sending this off. Troy Glaus had an amazing start, and Chess Safari doing well in Diamond League so far. This record here, it shows 16-12, but of course that was a while ago. So never think that new cards cannot perform well in a higher league. Thanks for sending that off. Also, if you caught some of Spore's stream, again, on the Tuesday treasure trove of cards, Spore is releasing some of the iron to maybe up to gold cards. So here's a few of the ones that he showed off today. I only picked a few, not for any particular reason. Again, I'm not a modeler. I don't, have spreadsheets and all that stuff. I leave it to the pros. And next Tuesday, speaking of pros, no names mentioned yet, no spoilers, but next Tuesday, there will be another different type of modeler that you haven't really been introduced to coming on the stream next Tuesday. And I think you're going to find some valuable information. I know in my pre-talk with this person, I got a lot out of it. So I'm hoping you will as well. Check it out next Tuesday. So Chester Williams, again, there will be the Negro League 4 cards coming out on Thursday. And here is, again, one from that set, I guess, from that era. Shortstop, again, 92 range, high silver card. I don't play silver. I know he's not part of the meta. These cards are not meant to be part of the meta, guys. They're not meant to replace people. They're meant to just to add to the amount of cards in the game, which I love. And you know what I love? And I hope you guys are with me on this. But in past years, they would just dump like 60 cards. And in Discord, they would say, hey, there's 60 new bronze and iron cards in the game. Have at her. And be like, oh, who are they? And you'd be scrambling to find out all these players. Sometimes they'd provide you a list. Sometimes they wouldn't provide you with a list. This is the same thing, except you're getting exposure to them. They're getting their name in lights. They're getting their 15 minutes of glory on Spore's channel. So I much prefer this, where we get these lower level cards and some notoriety to them, than just here's 60 cards, have fun. So I know when we see new cards, we want immediate replacements. We want the meta. We want our favorite players. And we go, oh, this card's no good. I can't play him. Well, someone can. Someone will. Whether it's someone with a theme team or someone that has favorite player. And, I have to give Spore a lot of credit. He is doing his best to accommodate community requests for certain players. So good on that. All right. What else is going on in the chat? Someone who builds Star Destroyer models. I'm using my logic and thinking, okay, D Block is talking about physical models, and it has something to do with building models with glue and paint like you did in the olden days, where you get that Model T, you get that Ferrari, all the plastic pieces, and not the snap-on ones, although I preferred those. I'm not going to lie. I preferred the models that you would just snap on and that you didn't have to paint and get those little bottles of paint from a model shop. I'm thinking that's what D Block is talking about, those kind of models. Maybe. I don't know. Who else do we got? Joe Creed, I know, is a very popular community request by one certain individual. And so we do have the third baseman in the game. They're not released yet. They'll probably be released at some point today once Spore has done his stream. But the Joe Creed card, again, pretty good third base defense. Although Izadafo says, who cares? Third base defense isn't as important. Not a lot of speed, and a heartbreaker for the Detroit Tigers, apparently. Joe Creed. Another one that Spore went through, Lance Blankenship. 76 iron. And I'm showing this one because of that eye. And Charles sent me a DM about 20 minutes ago before I started and said, Lap, I'm in Canada. I've arrived in Montreal on my way down to Washington. And I said, okay, while you're at the airport in Montreal, go to Timmy's, take a selfie, and go and buy a pack of Tim Hortons hockey cards. And also look for an Edmonton Oilers hat. Because why not? So he said he's stuck in the airport for a few hours before his connecting flight. So he's going to tour around. But because he's on I think on the American side, he said, I can't find a Timmy's on the American side. They're all on the Canadian side of the airport. And I'm like, sneak over. What are they going to do? Are they going to arrest you? Like, just look shifty. Put your hand in your coat and just sneak across to the Canadian side and say you need your Timmy's. And then if they say no, look really angry and start pacing back and forth. No, I'm just kidding. You don't want to do that. Get a delivery order. Now, I don't know if they can do that in the airport. Maybe they can. Maybe they can just shout across, Steve, and say, hey, you with the toucan. Can you throw me over Timmy's across this line here? Worth a shot. I mean, it's kind of cool. He's in Canada. He's nowhere near where I am, but he's in Canada. So yeah, this I would try this card out in silver just because of that eye alone. Charles always says he likes the bats and he likes the eye, and it's like the Ozzie Smith perfect card. Doesn't have much of a bat, but he's got the eye and defense, and he can walk. So if you put this guy in your lineup at second base, third base, he'd be, to me, it would make sense to have him as a utility player, especially in drafts, because he plays first, second, third. Like, I would draft this guy on my bench, come in to pinch hit, take a walk, maybe bunt someone over. A couple more to show off here. Tetsuiji, a fellow Canadian and affiliate streamer, loves the Japanese league, has jerseys, has hats, has been to Japan, and finally his dream card, at least one of them. And I'm not going to try and pronounce it. I'm just going to call him KJ. KJ is in the game. KJ, defensive catcher, a little bit of gap power, a little bit of BABIP. Not going to hit many home runs, not going to walk that often. But Tetsuiji is on cloud 99. In Canada, we say 99 because of Wayne Gretzky. We don't say cloud 9. We say he's on cloud 99 because he has a 66 KJ as his catcher. I know he's been waiting for a catcher. What else is going on, chat? Yeah, there are some Tim Hortons Fussmucker, especially in the northeast part. I know Michigan, because Michigan, a lot of people travel across the border between, Michigan and Ontario. I think upper New York, maybe in the Buffalo area, they have some Timmy's. Someone mentioned to me the other day, where was it? They mentioned that they have a Tim Hortons here. Who was that now? Oh, in Britain. In Britain, it was Andy from Sheffield. He said, Lap, we have a Tim Hortons in Britain, in Sheffield. So, yeah, they are around. You can find them from place to place, but they're more in the northeastern part of the U.S. And they don't call them Tim Hortons. They call them like Tim Hortons Bakery Shop or something like that. They have a different name slightly in America. You have some in Pennsylvania. Yeah, I can see some being up there in Pennsylvania. Menu might be a little bit different, but that is Canada, named after the Toronto Maple Leaf hockey player Tim Horton, who passed away in a motor vehicle accident back, I think it was I'm thinking the early 70s. I know in the movie Wayne's World, you watched Wayne's World, didn't they do like a Stan Mikita coffee shop? Or I think Stan Mikita, who played for the Chicago Blackhawks, he might have started up something similar. Or maybe it was just a joke in the movie. I don't know if it was real. But yeah, you guys have your Dunkin' Donuts, you have your Starbucks, you have your Seattle's Best, you have so many coffee places down there. We do in Canada. They've all made their way up here as well. But Tim Hortons is not the best coffee. I'm going to be honest. It's not the best coffee. It used to be 10 years ago, and then they switched bean suppliers, and McDonald's Canada bought the rights to the old Tim Horton bean supply, and it's much better. Our McDonald's coffee, much better than the Tim Hortons coffee now. So I prefer McDonald's. I don't know if I have a favorite coffee establishment. I just like coffee. And speaking of Canadians, there are a couple Canadians that have been released today, including Jeff Francis, Matt Stairs. From the pictures I saw that Spore present, and I didn't watch his last 30 minutes, but I didn't see a lot with pitcher BABIP, which again, most of us look for. That's the first thing in the eye test. Although home run suppression, I think, is becoming more important, and control. I think a wise person once told me, Lap, there's going to be a shift away, and maybe stop looking at the pitcher BABIP as much and start looking at home run suppression and control as being more important. Maybe not the most, but more important. So yeah, I always look at those bottom three: home run suppression, pitcher BABIP, control, and then depending on the era, stuff. Because in dead ball, you're not really worried about stuff as much. It was like SCTV. Yeah, well, we need a Bob and Doug, right? We need a Bob and Doug. If we're going to do SCTV, let's do it right. Let's have a Tuesday treasure trove where there's a Bob from Canada and a Doug from Canada, and introduce them back and forth. And if you know Bob and Doug McKenzie, you know exactly what I'm getting at. Also, Spore announced, and I'm hoping to relieve a little bit of his ability to try and keep track of all this. So I'm gonna put out a forum, and I'm gonna relay the information to Spore, so it's all in kind of one nice place, one nice spreadsheet that he can look at. Because I know he said DM him or whisper him, but let's face it, I know when I get a lot of whispers and DMs, I lose track of them, I forget about them, I don't write things down. So hopefully this will help Spore out a little bit. I'm going to put out a form, and it's very simple. What's the player you would like to see created? And also maybe put the team too, because, someone like Joe Carter, I want a Blue Jay Joe Carter, not a San Diego Padre Joe Carter. So if you have a favorite player, list it and the team. We don't need all caps there. And I'll collect these for a week or so, and then I'll relay the information off to Spore, and he can take a look at it. And team. And put two, just in case, he can't do one for whatever reason, licensing issues, or doesn't have access to some certain player. Put a couple, and team. Remember a couple things, that these will likely be silver to iron players, maybe a gold. Don't expect a meta. That's the main channel. That's the main set of each week, and they kind of plan that out in advance. So if you have kind of a fun player that maybe doesn't get a lot of recognition and is not in the game, put it on the list, and I'll collect this information, send it to Spore. And again, no promises, no guarantees that this card will be created. But we've seen him create the Joe Creed. We've seen him create the, there were a couple others. The one for Tesuiji today, the Buddy Bianca Lanka, Banca Danka, that card. So yeah, he's willing to create some cards for the community. So let's just send you this sheet here. Let's post it. Oops, I don't want your email. Shorten this, copy it, and put it in the chat. And if you've already sent him a whisper or something, maybe just fill it out again, just in case, again, he misplaces it or forgets about it. I know for me, if I was a content creator and I was offering this to the community, I would just want one guy to track it all and then send it to me. And then it's all in one place. So there you go. Let's pin one of them there. Cool. So I've got a couple players in mind too that I'm going to send off, and hopefully we'll see them in the game. And if it's not for this year, maybe it'll be for next year. He'll have a list that he can, for the early sets, that he can create. But sounds like he's really open to creating community players. Yes, you're not the only one. Yukarin Kazami definitely would have a Mike Lowell. And see, yeah, that's why it's important to put the name, like the team name, because there's the Cubs, there's the Blue Jays, there's the Padres. I don't know if he played anywhere else, probably. There's so many players that played on multiple teams that, you know, if your favorite player played for the Blue Jays and the Yankees, and you just put the player name, and then Paul goes, okay, I'll create a Yankee card for him. You're going to go, Paul, no, how dare you? It was supposed to be the Blue Jay version. All right. And every once in a while, too, I might show them off on stream here just to see what kind of suggestions we're getting. So already 3 of you have put that in. And of course, we'll get to the Babe in the Matrix in just a couple minutes as well, because, hey, why not? We have to find out the twist in today's series. Let's see what else is going on. Again, Thursday, the Hawk Report will be on after the main TWIPT with probably Isadolfo. Isadolfo is about 90% sure that he is going to be the guest on Thursday's Hawk Report, as Charles is in Canada right now. And then prior to TWIPT, I know generally you turn on your Twitch, like when Dish comes on at noon, but turn it on an hour earlier this week. You don't want to miss it. Believe me, you don't want to miss. We're going to do a 1 hour, well, actually a 45-minute hype show with the 3 amigos, myself, EVC and NYC2, and a third amigo that is 99.9% confirmed, but I don't want to say the name yet. You will find out Thursday. And this third amigo has a nice little surprise. Just a little hype surprise. So check in Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern right here on my channel. And we will kick off the hype show for NEL4 coming out on Thursday. All right, guys, time for our next break. I am going to, you know what? Let's while we're on break, again, let's go back and let's do another giveaway. 5 packs. Enter! Exclamation. Enter. Ticket. You know how it works. Back in 2 minutes' time for the release of the form for Babe in the Matrix and the bounty coming up in a couple minutes. All right, welcome back. And again, thank you, Hero Driver, and thank you, Fanatic. Fanatic, big fan, favorite player, Randy Johnson, and Hero Driver just loves Charlie Hoff and loves the Parrish combination there as a Texas Ranger fan of the past. He said, currently, of course, you got to go with Corey Seager. And of course, the best Ranger ever has been Adrian Beltre. So again, thank you, Hero Driver, and thank you, Fanatic, for re-upping your subs last week. And Sporer with the raid over. Watched a little bit of the stream today, showed off a couple of the cards already. The Blankenship showed off the card you made for Tesuiji. Of course, a couple Canadian cards that you showed, and also teased that NEL4 is on its way. Yes, NEL4 is coming on Thursday. And I know, Paul, I gave you a big shout out saying, hey, Paul Sporer is willing to make content for the community as best as he can. Of course, there's certain limitations. So I didn't check with you, but what I decided to do is just create a Google form, Sporer, and have people fill it out. And I can collect all this information for you and send it off to you like after a week or so, just so you have it all in one place. I know you said they can DM you or whisper you and contact you, and you've probably got a lot of names already, but I thought, I want to do my part to help you out to, put this all in one place, at least from the people that watch my stream. So fill out the form here and let Paul know who you want in the set. Remember, no guarantees, no guarantee, of course. And these are likely to be iron, silver, bronze cards that are not part of the meta like you see every Tuesday. So put a couple players and teams that you would like to see cards from, and I'll pass that information along to Sporer, maybe on the weekend or something, depending how many we get in. And 11 of you have responded already. So yes, cool. Don't forget to put the team name of the player too. As I mentioned before the break, if I say Joe Carter, I want a Blue Jay Joe Carter, not a Padre, not a Cub. If I say Andre Dawson, give me a bronze Expo Dawson, not a New York Yankee Jesse Barfield. Give me a Blue Jay Barfield. So yeah, put the team name, pick a couple, just because again, no guarantees that you might get your first choice, but Sporer has been really willing to start to create some community favorites out there and really boost the community. Really fun when you can see a card that you suggested in the game, even if it's just a lower level card. And as I said, it's better than the past when they would just dump 60 cards on us and say, okay, here's 60 low level cards. With the Tuesday treasure trove, now we get these cards exposed to us, not in that way, but in a more stop there, Lap. Just stop there. All right. Welcome all in, guys. Again, we're going to do our second early bird draw, closing in 5 seconds. Exclamation ticket, exclamation enter. Again, we've given away 5 already at the beginning of the show to Fanatic. Let's see who our second winner is. Let's close this off. And done. Okay, winner number 2 today is Staunchly. I don't think I've seen that name before, Staunch. Can I call you Staunch, or you'd prefer Lee? Staunchly. So Staunchly, because I'm not familiar with that name, if you can click on my name there in the chat, send me a whisper. Let me know what your perfect team username is, and I will send that to the powers that be. And within 24 to 48 hours, you should have 5 standard packs in your account. So congratulations on that. All right, we are going to do the bounty in a couple minutes. So get your slot ready because it probably will fill up quick. But I do want to release the babe information first. It's been 30 weeks on Tuesdays of me doing the Babe in the Matrix series. And in a way, I'm kind of I'm just this type of person. Like when you do something for so long and then it's gone, it's sad. It's like the end of a book. You get into a really good book and you're enjoying it, but the closer you get to the end of the book, you get a little bit of like, oh, can't this story go on longer? Unless it's Stephen King's The Stand, please end. Unless it's War and Peace, okay, it's gone on long enough. But at the end of the series, it's always a little bit of sadness for me. And after doing this for 30 weeks since OOTP 24 came out, we are on our last episode. And I just didn't want to end it off in Washington because, it's Washington. He's not going to be successful. Babe Ruth has not won a ring. So I think we're going to make it happen today. So Babe, not only is he in the Matrix, but Babe, his 1927 version, that's been all over the league, and you see all the home runs he's hit with all the different teams. He's something happened to him over these 30 weeks. He's gone through the 2023 environment and it's affected his body because he's coming from 1927, almost 100 years ago. And all of a sudden on the weekend, there wasn't one Babe. There were 28 Babes, 30 Babes. He has been cloned for this final episode. Babe Ruth has been cloned into 30 copies. And Babe Ruth will play on every single team for one season in the 2023 environment with the April 1st opening day lineups. We have to get this guy a ring. He hasn't won one. And you know what? I thought we have to put a twist on it. I want to test the OOTP engine to see if they're trolling us. I have to make a situation where there's a possibility he doesn't win a ring. And how did I do that, you may ask? Well, I showed you his home run totals. The cloned Babe Ruth says, Lap, I am not going to Miami. I'm not playing in Miami. Miami, I only had 35 home runs. It goes against my image. How dare I get only 35? So I refuse to play in Miami. Okay, well, there will be no Babe Ruth on Miami. And then, as Babe was making his way to all his teams, he had problems at the Canadian border. They wouldn't let him in. They looked up his record. Apparently, he was on the no-fly list for shenanigans in the US, and they refused him entry into Canada. So unfortunately, Babe Ruth will not be playing in Canada. So not on Miami. He won't be on Toronto. He'll be on all other 28 teams. And I'm wondering, if we get a Miami-Toronto World Series final, I'm going to award 20 packs just because I'm not allowed to. I'm not allowed to. But if we have a Miami-Toronto final, I'll make it happen somehow. We'll give away 20 packs to a random user because then I know for sure OOTP is trolling me. So this is the form you're going to fill out. It's not released yet. You'll fill out the usual perfect team name, your Twitch name, and then some different questions. How many of the 28 teams will Babe hit 60 plus home runs for? All right, so let's go back to how he did individually. He had 60 in Cleveland, 64 in Pittsburgh. So 2 of the 30 teams he had 60 plus. If you get that question right, this is Survivor style, you go to question 2. What will be the highest home run Babe? Will it be an AL or an NL team? If it's 60 on the Braves and 60 on the Orioles, then everyone's a winner and everyone advances. Question 3, what will be the most successful stolen bases a Babe gets? Will we get 20 plus stolen bases? All the way down to under 10. So let's give you a speed-based Babe Ruth, a little unusual question. Which team below will Babe have his highest WAR with? Colorado, Boston, Atlanta, the Yankees, or the Dodgers? And again, if it's a tie, then both of those will be considered correct. Question 5, will Babe win the MVP in both leagues, American and National League? Tiebreaker 1, how many Babes will make the All-Star game? This is combination of AL and NL. We'll add those up. Starters and reserves. So when I go to the All-Star rosters, we'll count up the Babes. How many total in the All-Star game? And then the second tiebreaker, Babe had his most successful season in Pittsburgh with 64 home runs. How many will he hit as a member of the Pittsburgh Pirates this time? Without going over. So keep that in mind when you're making your guesses. All right, we're going to release this, give you about 5 minutes. So you're going to have to fill it out within 5 minutes. Usually I give you about a half hour, but we've been doing some other things here. This is the 2023 All-Star roster. So whatever they pick for 2023, whatever the base game settings are. And remember, he doesn't play second base. He doesn't play shortstop. So I think at most, he could get selected as a left fielder, as a right fielder, as a DH for multiple teams, but there's only so many outfielders. All right, there it is. It is in the chat, and it is now open for you guys to fill out. Yes, our finale, Babe in the Matrix, will be starting soon. Also, as you're filling it out, I do want to mention one other thing. I don't think it will impact your results too much, but I thought I should be transparent on this. He is not playing in Miami. However, we couldn't let Miami go without nothing. So he will have a historical opponent playing for the Miami Marlins, Jeff Conine. This is the 1996 Jeff Conine, who probably was his best year in Florida, arguably, one of his best seasons, depending on what you value the most. So Jeff Conine will be the imported outfielder because Babe refused to play there. And we did the same for Toronto. We gave them an outfielder because Babe was not allowed in Canada. Joe Carter will be playing with the Toronto Blue Jays in the outfield. This is the 33-year-old Joe Carter, 1993, the year he won the World Series, the infamous home run that we see time and time again. So they don't get Babe, but they get Joe, and Miami gets Jeff Conine. So those are the only two changes other than adding Babe. And while we're waiting for the forms to come in, I'll show you where Babe is hitting in the lineup for each team. Arizona, there he is, hitting third. The Braves. The Orioles, he hits cleanup. Boston. The White Sox. Remember, these are the April 1st, 2023 roster. The Chicago Cubs, in between Ian Happ and Eric Hosmer. The Reds. Cleveland. So far he's hitting pretty much third in every single lineup. In Colorado, he'll be hitting third after Chris Bryant. Detroit. Yeah, he accepted to go to Detroit. He just didn't want to go to Miami. Houston. There's the Kansas City Royal Babe, where he'll be hitting cleanup there. The Angels, look at this lineup. Otani, Rendon, Ruth, Trout. How about facing that as your top four? The Dodgers, again, Vargas, Ruth, Betts, and Freeman as the top four. Not in Miami. Here's the Milwaukee lineup. The Twins. Hitting behind DJ and in front of Aaron Judge and Giancarlo with the Yankees. The New York Mets in front of Pete Alonso. Yeah, he's going to Oakland. He accepted to go to Oakland A's. He'll be hitting third. The Phillies, he's hitting ahead of Kyle Schwarber. Pittsburgh, where he had his best performance, he'll be hitting third. San Diego. Frisco. Mariners. Fourth behind Arenado and in front of Goldschmidt. Goldschmidt got moved down to number 5. Tampa Bay. The world champion Texas Rangers hitting in front of Corey Seager against the righties and hitting cleanup against the lefties. Not on Toronto. And hitting third for Washington. So there you go. There is the proof that Babe Ruth is on the 28 teams that I mentioned. Again, fill out the form if you haven't filled it out already. Let's post it one more time. I will pin it and just for 5 minutes, and then we're going to close it off. All right, good time to take our break here before we start the series. When we come back, we're going to do our bounty. Yes. In fact, let me give you the bounty now so you guys can fill it out during the draft here or during the commercial break. Let me go grab one here. If you want to play in the bounty, same as yesterday, 5 packs if you knock me out, and 5 packs if you win the tournament on top of the 5 packs you would normally get from in-game. All right, bounty has been selected. And there are some rules to get these packs. There they are on the screen. If you want to participate for these giveaway packs, you can't spell Babe without Bay. That's right. This is the Bay, deal or no deal. All the players you must draft must have either a B, an A, or an E in their first name. If they have 2 names, like Cool Papa, Smokey Joe, you can use their first and that middle name. So not their last name. Doesn't matter about their last name. They must have a B, an A, or an E in their first name on the card. If it says Bob, not Robert, not Bobby, whatever their name is on the card. So there you go. Get entered during the break. We'll be back in 2 minutes. So there you go again. Again, yeah. Lap was muted. Yeah, love those lap mute. Let's see. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 15 of them. That might be a record. 15 lap muted. Always during the break, in case I have to cough or whatever, talk to myself. I always mute myself and I always forget to turn it on. I gotta put a little sticky note. I'm gonna do that. So yes, last chance, 5 minutes to get in. As I said, all the rules are here. I saw some people asking chat about injuries and those kind of things. It's all right here in the header of the form that you're going to fill out. And let's go on to our draft. I don't know if it's full yet. Last I checked, there were 10 out of 16 teams. We are playing the rocking chair with a higher home run rate. So, BAE. Unfortunately, Todd, I cannot take you. I could take Kirby, Frank Robinson, or Shoeless Joe. Frank or Shoeless? Frank or Shoeless? Well, because of the high home run rate, I'm going to go with Frank Robinson. All right. It is ID 91. Yes, it's all along the bottom. You see the rules there running on the bottom of the ticker there. Participate. That's what you have to do. 5 packs to the winner if they've met the rules, and 5 packs to the person that defeats me in the bounty if they've met the rules. Okay, BAE, Spencer Strider. I like to take live pictures in a rocking chair. It's kind of worked out for me. Sometimes I'll take a historical picture if nothing's available. So we go Sammy Sosa with his power. BAE, Freddie Peralta. And BAE, let's go with Kevin. If you don't have a Kevin on your team, you don't really have a team. You need to have that Kevin. Fanatic, the rules, you have to draft players in their first name, a B, an A, or an E. We're celebrating Babe today, his final appearance. B, A, or E in their first name. Jorge Posada, need a catcher, and let's go with Red. Can't take you, Darvish. Castro and Springs. I think. Let's see if there's any meta live here. Don't see any. Need a shortstop, so let's go Eddie and Henry. Jolie. Lucas. BAE, a little bit easier to spot. Let's go Lamar. Newer card that came out. And there's a lot of B's in Bobby. Bobby Grich. Need one more catcher. I better grab one because there's only three left. 7, 8, 8, 9, 10. 3 left. I'm going to take Ivan just in case the others don't have a B, A, or an E. So Ivan. And who else? Noah. Yeah, the restriction spore at the bottom of the ticker there. You have to draft. We're celebrating Babe Ruth today. So all first names of your players have to have a B, an A, or an E. It's Bay with Babe. B, A, or E in their first name. Or if they have 2 names like Cool Papa, it can be in that second name as well. Clyde and Johan. Johan. Babe is your bae, GT Sundown. I mean, if you want to admit that publicly, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I mean, Justin Bieber has to be replaced sometime, doesn't he? Taylor Swift. I don't know. Can Taylor Swift be a bae? I don't know. Is bae like significant to just one gender, or is it all genders? Michael Taylor and James Paxton. Oh, Joey Gallo. Oh, I got Joey. There's my bae today, Joey Gallo. Who else is here? I better grab another live picture. Trevor May. Gabagoo, that would be an interesting dilemma. If your first pick was Babe Ruth, you might just have the key to success. All right, last round. This is best of 3. So maybe one more pitcher. Can I take Lou? BAE. I can't. Sorry. I know you guys didn't get along in life sometimes, you and Babe, but I can't draft you. I can take Ricky Henderson. So let's do that. Let's take Dave Hamilton. No, maybe not. Felix? Yeah. Good home run suppression for an iron card. And now we need some infielders. Not named Hunter or Jeffrey. Dick. Dick. I cannot take you, Dick. If you used probably your birth name, Richard, I probably could. But it doesn't say that on the card. Matt Williams, I can take. Frank Thomas. And Cruz. Boom. All right. Again, thank you again, Spore, for bringing the crew over from Out of the Park Developments. Again, some cool cards. And I may have missed it, but are they in packs yet, Spore? Do we know if they're in packs or do we have to wait a little bit? I know there were some adjustments you were making on cards with card art and things like that. They are ready to roll. We have official word, ready to roll. Well, let me just double check my team. If you drafted someone that doesn't qualify, you don't get the packs. Sorry, you're just playing for the in-game packs. Or you can go and bench those players or put them on your reserve roster. So double check they have a B, A, or E. I'm going to do that on my team. So far, so good. Looks good. 2-minute warning for Babe in the Matrix Google form. Fill that out for your chance at 10 packs. All right, my team is legit. Let's see if Cicero can knock me out in 2 games again like yesterday. He has my number. And this time, yesterday I made changes thinking it would, I'm going to pull a fast one on him. I'm going to put in Teddy Higuera instead of Justin Verlander live, and it didn't work out for me. So now I got Strider, Peralta, Hoyt, Springs. Yeah, not a very strong pitching rotation. Hitters were in a power park, so I do have a little bit of power. Anyone that should be in that isn't. Matt Williams, I need you in there. How can you not have power Matt Williams in a power park? Let's even move you up. Strikeout or home run? You're not going to walk. You're not going to get many singles, doubles, or triples. Strikeout or walk. We need a hit by pitch slider. Hit by pitch. Dark blue. Well, we don't have Barry Bonds in the game. It would be dark blue if it was Barry Bonds. All right, let's submit that and let's go out and check if the bounty is full yet. 12. Only 12, guys. All of you here? Come on. You can win 10 packs and open up some of those cards. 4 more spots in ID 91, the rocking chair. Again, it's the deal or no deal draft. You have to draft players whose first name have a B, an A, or an E. If you knock me out, 5 packs. If you win the tournament, 8 packs. 3 from in-game, 5 additional ones that you will be awarded. So this could be an 8-pack, 16-team tournament for you, as long as you follow the rules. Hero Driver was number 12. So yes, 4 slots left. Let's go. Let's get this full. All right, going to my Jim Unknown Blue Jays. We're going to open 10 packs just to see if we get any of those new cards. Because when I open packs at the end of a stream, I do crappy. So let's open it halfway through. Let's see. Can I get a Matt Stairs? A Francis? A Creed? Got a shovel. There we go. We have our very first new cards for Joe Black. Joe Black is on the team, and this team does not play iron tournaments. So I'm going to put him up for 1751 chat. I know it's a lot for an iron card, but it's a new card. It's one above the highest buy order. So if you want to add Joe Black to your roster right away, he's up for 1751. Yeah, sorry, man. Sorry, rules are rules there, hero. No Chris Davis. You know, if his name was Christopher on the card, he would have been legit. Donald Reeves, not a new card. Yeah, we've all skipped some gems. I just hope someone got Babe Ruth as their perfect choice. How can you not have a team get Babe Ruth? For all you new players out there, if you're new to the game, if you're new to watching these streams, my first recommendation on the card shop, go put in build a lineup and look for all the bronze ones. You can get them all for like 40 points or cheaper. And every bronze build a lineup card you get will finish that mission, which will get you 1 pack. So you can go and get, I don't know, how many packs are there? There's any new cards here. Bert and Frank Catalan. Frank. Let's go look. Card shop. Type in build. Confine it to the 69s and lower. All these ones here. There's like a dozen. Look at the highest priced one is 48 perfect points. So for like 100, 200, for like 400, 500 perfect points, you can get 12 standard packs because each of these will finish a mission. So type in build, put 69 for max value, and click hide cards you own, and then buy up all the ones you don't own yet. And then for you new players, go to collect missions in the top left, and you should see that you get some packs. These ones I'm not submitting yet because I don't want to lock in some of these cards. Don't want to lock in Jackie. Don't want to lock in Roberts. Don't want to lock in who's on this one? Jordan Walker. So yeah, I don't need those packs quite yet. All right, 1 minute before I close off the Babe for him, and then we're going to get into the game. See how he does. 5 more packs here. Oh, we got a diamond. Spore, I missed the last part of your show because I was getting ready for mine. What was the highest card you released today? Was it the gold Matt Stairs, or did you have a gold or higher pitcher? Jack Doyle, Jeff, 89. Okay. So an NEL card, which again are coming out on Thursday, the NEL set. So 89 was the highest today. Justin Smoke, who was really good with the Blue Jays for a few years. All right. Let's open one more. All right. Well, we did get one of the new cards. We did get the Joe Black. All right, we'll take a quick peek at the bounty numbers and see if that's full yet. It is now full. Rocking chair is full. So we'll pop in on that in just a little bit. All right, it is time to start Babe's last season. Let's go and close off the form. 26 entries. If you're filling it out, you've got 10 seconds. You got a 1 in 26 chance of winning 10 standard packs. I don't know how fast you can fill things out, but hey, there you go. And also, don't forget, if you want to submit some ideas to me and then I can pass them along to Spore down the line. I've got 18 people that have submitted already. I'll repost that one in the chat too. What are a couple cards you'd like to see? Lower level cards. Again, no guarantee. But if you want to fill that form out, it's just a couple questions. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5 seconds for the delay as always. If you're filling it out, hit submit now. Hit submit, even if you're not done. As long as you have that first question, that gets you to the second question. And closed. Is there one more? Is there one more? No? All right, we're closed off. Let's see. I always like to see what you guys are thinking here. Let's make this a little bit bigger. How many teams will Babe get 60 plus home runs? Majority of you are saying 0 to 2. 2 brave souls out there are saying 6 to 8 teams. Wow. Highest home run Babe. You guys are National League fans, probably because of Colorado, I'm guessing. The Colorado ballpark has influenced you. San Francisco is a good ballpark for Babe Ruth. So, okay, that makes sense. Most successful stolen base season he has is between 10 and 14. One lonely person said he'll have 20 or more stolen bases on at least one team. Which team will have the highest WAR? You're going Colorado. Again, makes sense. Will he win MVP in both leagues? 75, 73% of you are saying yes. Tiebreaker. Will he make the All-Star game? How many Babes make the All-Star game? 3 is the lowest. 28? Whoa. 28 Babes in every Babe will make the All-Star game, 2 of you think. Wow. Wow. And his home run total with Pittsburgh, second time around, he got 64 the first time. Someone's trolling Babe. 1 He's going to get 1 home run in Pittsburgh. 1. And then it goes all the way up to 40. I guess you're doing the Price is Right thing. And then the highest is 61. He's going to hit a Roger Maris season in Pittsburgh. All right, double check. It's closed off. We're good. Okay. All right, we are going to sim through the month of April. Remember, Joe Carter is on the Blue Jays, and Jeff Conine is playing for Miami. Babe is not on those two teams. He refused to go to Miami because that was the lowest home run total he's had in this series, and they wouldn't let him across the Canadian border. He does not get to play in Toronto. So we're going to play out the first month here. We'll be back in 2 minutes and check out how he's doing. Oh, thank you, Jeff. I just saw that. Ooh, I just turned off the mute. Ooh. Can I hire you to be my secretary? Ooh, we are back. Yes, we are back. We are back. We are back. We played the month of April. Let's find out. I kind of showed it during the break here, the stats. And believe it or not, 28 Babe Ruths. And there's not a Babe in the top 3. Aaron Judge, Babe, we have at number 4, the Chicago White Sox Babe Ruth at number 4. He is leading a lot of the on-base percentage, though, which, again, makes sense. And let's check out the stealing. No. He's not even in the top 5. Go figure. He's not in the top 5 in stealing. Let's check out the 2 other players that we brought in. One was Jeff Conine after the first month. Jeff Conine is Hitting 316, the 1996 Jeff Conine, off to a great start in Miami. And Joe Carter, how about you? Oops, that is not Joe. Joe Carter is hitting 212, 2 home runs, and currently they have taken him out of the lineup. I guess when you're hitting 212, they take you out of the lineup in Toronto. So Joe is on the bench right now. And let's just go another month because we're still early. Let's go to the end of May. You can see the standings, all the player names. We're starting to see a few more Babe Ruths pop in there. 15 home runs with Chicago's White Sox. Yeah, Babe is crushing it. Philadelphia, 22 home runs. Tampa, 23 home runs. All right, it looks like it's been a pretty good month for Babe. Well, there's 28 of them. Of course, it's going to be a good month for Babe. Well, the Tampa Bay Babe Ruth, you can see with the Rays symbol, that is the Babe of the moment right now. Holy smokes. Let's go to Tampa Bay. And definitely going to be in the All-Star game, this Babe Ruth. Check out his batting stats, his game log. Oh, yeah. Multiple home run games, 2 against the Yankees. He had 3 home runs in New York against the Mets, 2 home runs at home to Milwaukee. Yeah, this Tampa Babe Ruth. Projected to hit 67 in Tampa Bay. He's got 24 home runs at the end of May. Holy smokers. Got no stolen bases in Tampa Bay, but I guess that's understandable. So the best Babe Ruth has 24 home runs in Tampa. The second best is the Texas Babe Ruth. 5 home runs behind Tampa Bay. Projected to hit 56. So right now, only one Babe Ruth is projected to hit 60. The Texas one is hitting 369. Love that synchronicity there. 369. And let's take a look at how the teams are doing. Like I said, if this is a Toronto-Miami final, we're gonna have giveaway loser, if there's such a thing, giveaway loser. Because all the babes will be losers. I just made that up on the spot. Dad joke central. All right. What do we got? Tampa Bay, 39 wins, 35 for the Twins. The Rangers with 34. In the NL, it's Arizona, Milwaukee, and the Braves. So Miami is dead last. Okay, the game is not trolling me. Babe will likely win a ring because Miami and Toronto, the only 2 teams without a Babe Ruth. Toronto is tied for last in the AL. Miami is last in the NL, as it should be. The 2 worst teams in baseball without Babe. Funny how that happens when you don't have a Babe Ruth on your team. All right, let's go to the All-Star game. And as that is simming, I want to check in on a couple things here. Where do I want to go? Welcome all in. Tuesday. If you missed the Spore Tuesday Treasure Trove, you can go check that out on the OTP Development VOD and see all the new cards that are in the game. Again, NEL4 has been announced for Thursday. And don't forget the pre-game show, Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern. Stay tuned for the pregame show. Okay. While we're waiting for all that simming to take place, let's go and see if I can find the right one here. Where, oh, where would you be? No, not there. Not there. Well, that should not be happening. Okay, let's go like this. Share screen. Let's go here, go there. All right. We're good now. Let's go check out a little bit of Canadian baseball and see what's happening in the great city of Montreal. And of course, check in on Dave Stieb. Tuesday is Dave Stieb Love. So if you're not a Dave Stieb fan, this is where you can mute for a while. And while we're doing that, I'm just going to go see if the bounty is kicked off. Because it's best of 3. It can be over very quickly for my team. It is still in the sign-up phase. Okay. All right, Montreal Expos, the official, unofficial Twitter site. Let's see what's going on. Yuppie still rumored to be dating, seeing Taylor Swift. Travis Kelce's out of town. Yuppie is in the house. Ohtani will sign with the... Where will Ohtani land? Screenshot to find out. Well, it will not be Montreal, at least not yet. You know, I'm not a big betting man with money, especially. But if I was looking for a team I think Ohtani may go to, I'm down to 2. If it's an NL team, I'm thinking the Chicago Cubs, where Cubs fan Steve is going to have a great player to watch. And in the AL, I'm thinking Toronto. If I got to pick any team, I would pick Seattle. I just think it's a match made in heaven. I just don't know if the Mariner ownership wants to do that. So Seattle would be my first personal choice, but I'm thinking it'll be Chicago Cubs or the Toronto Blue Jays. He's been spotted in Toronto. He's met with Toronto. I know they've had some Japanese players in the past, especially last year. And the infielder, was it Kawasaki? Might be mispronouncing his name. Probably has put in a good word. He's probably talked to Japanese players that have played in Toronto. So I think Toronto would be a good fit. They're a contending team. They made the wild card a few seasons here. Chicago, again, I think one of his best friends plays in Chicago. I think it's Suzuki, maybe in Chicago. So that's my early bet here is Chicago, Toronto, but I hope it's Seattle. Cubs, but he wants to win. Yeah. That's the thing. Going from a team where he couldn't quite get it done with Mike Trout, will he be willing to take that chance? I would place Chicago third on that list. I think it's going to be Toronto, Seattle, and then of those 3 teams, Chicago would be my third. I don't know if he wants, like he said, winning team. I don't know if he trusts them to win. Am I reading chat? Now I am, GT Sundown. Yes. So if you posted anything earlier, now I'm reading. Why am I muted? No. I keep mispronouncing Texas. How do you pronounce Texas? Oh, the leaderboards are set to AL only? Okay, well, he's having a good season in AL. We'll go back to that later. Yeah, I forget it always defaults to AL. OOTP, you need that to default to combined. All right, there's Otani again. I showed you this one last week, touring Montreal and checking out the smoked dry cured brisket in Montreal. So not a lot on this website over the last week. Let's go check in on the man of the hour on Tuesdays. Crank it up, Dave Stieb.
Organization for a glorious decade plus.
It's the last inning. Our guys are winning. Dave's put down a smoker, a strike, and you got no doubt. What do you want?
Dave Stieb.
Let's play ball. Okay, Blue Jays today. Let's play ball.
We're talking about right-hander Dave Stieb. Dave Stieb. Dave Stieb. Stieb.
No hitter for Dave Stieb.
Ah, 1990 was the year he finally got that no-hitter after coming close so many times. In fact, coming, I think, within one out of a no-hitter twice within a week or two. And, of course, losing that perfect game. Ninth inning, 2 out with the weird bounce over the second baseman to break up the perfect game bid. So close. So let's take a look at some of the posts on the Today and Dave Stieb Twitter site. Great site for Toronto Blue Jay and Dave Stieb fans, at Dave Stieb Today. I don't know this person personally, never chatted with them, but I do enjoy their content. So, on November 25th, 1981, so what are we talking, 42 years ago, fittingly, Dave Stieb is the first Blue Jay player to receive an MVP vote, a 10th place nod, and he would finish in a 27th place tie with George Brett, of all people. So back in 1981, the very first Blue Jay that got an MVP vote was Dave Stieb in the AL MVP race. And boy, oh boy, what great players both of them would become. They would not be finishing 27th much longer after that. So there is some symmetry. Last month, Stieb was the first pitcher to be named Blue Jay MVP. Stieb's second half, a 7-3, 305 split, keying the Jays' respectable 21-27 post-strike finish, heralds a 5-year stretch in which he's clearly, let me repeat that, clearly the AL's best pitcher. For 1981, total 4.4 WAR, a pro-rated 6.7, ranks third for pitchers and tied for ninth amongst all players. Look at those. Man, when you think Roley, when you think baseball Roley, you think of the mustache. How could you not? And Mike Schmidt, if not the best batter in the 1980s, very, very close to it. Probably Schmidt and Brett. Definitely for third base. Oh, this original 11x14 Blue Jays legend drawing is still available. Ooh. That's a pretty good artist rendition there, even with the Blue Jay logos. That looks very cool. All right, what else is going on? Oh, and this is the one we showed last week. Blue Jay, Dave Stieb, probably at the All-Star game with Willie Hernandez. Again, only if he would have had him as a closer in Toronto, how his career would have been even better, as he never, until Hinkie came along, never really had that guy that would close out the game. And he always seemed to pitch in low-scoring games. 2-1, 2-0, 1-0, 3-1. And when he left the game, the bullpen just exploded. So there you go. Of course, it's the off season, so not a lot of updates for the Expos or for the Blue Jays. There is your Expo and Blue Jay love. All right, we are on July 11th. So before we look at the All-Star results, let's go and take a look at the complete standings. There we go. We're on combined, and it still is Tampa Bay. So I was on at least the right league. Projected now to hit 59. So there is no Babe Ruth in the league now projected to hit 60 or more. The highest is still Tampa. Baltimore, the Yankees. So that American League East, 3 highest Babe Ruth home run totals are in the American League East. All 5 Babes leading in WAR. 5.3 LA Angels is the highest, not Colorado. Colorado is not in the top 5. He leads in all 5 slugging. Leading the top 2 in average. Actually, it's a Cincinnati Babe Ruth with a 365 average at the All-Star break. That's your highest average Babe Ruth. So highest home run guy is Tampa. Highest average, Cincinnati. Highest slugging percentage, Baltimore. Most runs, the Angels. Most sack flies with the Rangers. Most walks are with Washington. And most total bases with Detroit. So the Babe is being spread around nicely here. We're seeing, between 6 and 10 leading Babe Ruths in different categories. Well, now we got to find out. There should be a way to do this. Let's find out. Major League batting stats. Let's find out stolen bases, which is the second last category. So let's go down to the Ruths. There they are. Here you can see, we've got 1 injured Babe Ruth. About 2 weeks. So the Chicago White Sox Babe Ruth injured his hamstring and is out of 5 weeks of action. So that's not bad. 1 out of 28. And stolen bases halfway through the season at the All-Star break. Looks like 6 is the highest. Yeah, there are a few Babe Ruths that have 6 stolen bases. Home runs, you can see in this category here. Let's rank it by most home runs. So Tampa Bay, Baltimore, Yankees, Colorado. So those of you that chose Colorado, he's got 28. And then we see a run of Babes. Detroit, Texas, Milwaukee, St. Louis, and Chicago. So amongst the top 15 home run hitters, Reyes is in there, Alonso is in there, and Judge. Otherwise, it's all Babe. Look at the OPS. Yeah, for anyone that has over, 150 plate appearances, 1.163, 1.161, 1.148. Wait a minute. How? What? Washington has demoted Babe Ruth to the Iron Pigs. This is the first time in this sim this has happened. Was he injured? No. Oh, yeah, he was injured. Okay. So he must be on a conditioning stint because he had a herniated disc out for 5 weeks. I was, what the heck? He was demoted. So they'll probably call him back up. He's only been down there for 2 games, and it is coming off a recent injury. Ooh. So yeah, Babe Ruth leading a lot of the OPS and OPS plus. Yep. Is there anyone with over 200 plate appearances other than Babe? Doesn't look like it. The first non-Babe over 200 plate appearances looks like it's Chris Bryant, Paul Goldschmidt. Yeah, Paul Goldschmidt. Okay, now it's time to go look at how many Babes made the All-Star game. But of course, we have a break kicking in here, so we'll wait until after the 2-minute break, and we'll check in on the All-Star game. All right, welcome back. Let's check in on the bounty that has fired off, and I'm going up against some skunks. Don't know if I've ever gone up against the skunks before. Zen Lunatic. I definitely recognize that name. So Zen Lunatic and the Skunks. First chance on taking the 5-pack bounty. So before we look at the grid, let's go and take a look and let's see if they've taken the deal and drafted according to the Bay rules. All players have to have a B, an A, or an E in their first name. Up to gold looks good. All the silvers are good. Bronze. Yep. And finally, the iron. Oh, Doc McJames does not qualify. Zen, if you're in the chat, you better bench him before he pitches an inning. Johnny Vandermeer does not qualify. Wow, you were doing so well until we got to iron. So Doc McJames, Johnny Vandermeer, Todd Van Poppels, 3 players that you would have to bench, and the game is simming right now. So, yeah, it may be too late to claim the bounty. Let's go back into it. They're irons, so maybe they didn't get into the game and you're still good as long as they haven't played yet. So it is a 5-1 win for my team over the Skunks. And let's go back and just double check. Doc McJames did not play. Johnny did not play. Todd. Okay, you're still good. None of these players played in game 1. So if you go and you put them on your reserve list or you bench them, then you're still good to go. Let me just double check this way. Let me go to the box score, actually. And 5-1 victory. Good, 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 good. Yep, that looks good. Yeah, so for some reason, I guess they're all iron, but none of those 3 or 4 ineligible players played. So if you're still in listening distance, then Lunatic, I mean, you can keep them in. Just if you beat me, you don't get the 5 bounty packs, or you bench them. All right, so let's take a look at the tournament 3. The Frackers, run by Yellow Jacket, are up 1 game against Canados, a Canadian living in Greece. Fussmucker takes a 1-game lead over the Fanatic. Great matchup there. Of course, I have a lead over the Skunks. Stargell Stars by R. Matey. Spore has taken a 1-0 lead. And if I win, I will take on the Stars or the Dachshunds. The Gold Glovers, run by Fan 3, have taken a 1-game lead over the Lappers. Hero Drivers and Killers, down 1 game to the Ducks. And Pops Dongoria. Teddy O, 1-game lead over the Dr. Baseball Sugar Kings by Internet Expert. And Jeff Steele Flex and his Wayfinders are down 1 to Rob Deer in Headlights, Plopper Banana Republic. Okay, so still lots of gameplay there. Again, as long as you met the criteria, you can actually earn 13 packs. If you defeat me, win the tournament, that's 13 packs. 5 from the bounty, 5 from the tournament from me, and then 3 from in-game in the tournament. So quite the big prize for a 16-team tournament. Okay, we'll come back to that a little bit later. I've got at least a 1-game buffer. It is All-Star break. We're going to go count up all the babes in the All-Star game. Have been a couple that have been injured for a few weeks, but no career-ending injury yet. Okay, here we go. In the starting lineup for the American League, Tampa Bay Rays, Babe Ruth is in the starting lineup. And also hitting ninth is the Detroit Tiger, Babe Ruth. For the National League, only one Babe Ruth made the starting lineup. That is the Milwaukee Brewers. So 3 starters. Now let's count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I got to double check. Does this include the Milwaukee one? Do they? Yes. Okay. So we just have to look at the total lineup here. So 7 Babe Ruths for the National League. In the American League, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there you have it. 14 Babe Ruths. 14. Let me go back to this page for a second. How many babes will make the All-Star game was one of the tiebreakers. 2 people picked 14. Take a quick peek. Who picked 14? Cub fan Steve and Hero Driver. So if we do go to a tiebreaker, things are looking pretty good as they nailed it. 7 for each league. Go back. Did I miss one? I did see the Tampa Bay. I did see this one at the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. The National League again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So not quite a sweep in the outfield. Michael Harris, Chris Bryant, and Tatis Jr. And then for the American League, Judge, Trout, and Robert. Can Babe get into a brawl with Babe? Well, this should be a fun matchup here as we go to the box score. Let's just sim the entire game. And it went extra innings, actually. It was 1-1. With all these babes in the game, 1-1 going to extra innings. Trey Turner is your player of the game. 14 Babe Ruths, and Trey Turner is player of the game. All right. The Texas Babe goes 0 for 1. The Baltimore Babe 0 for 1. Starter Tampa Bay Babe goes 1 for 2. Boston Babe 0 for 1. 0 for 3 for the Yankee Babe. 0 for 1 for the Angels Babe. And 0 for 1 for the Tiger Babe. So American League 7 Babe Ruths collectively got 1 hit. Just seeing if it shows what the hit was. Nope. And for the National League, Cincinnati Babe Ruth 0 for 1. Atlanta, 1-for-2. Starter for the Brewers, 1-for-1. 1-for-2 for Arizona. 1-for-1 for Colorado. 0-for-0 for St. Louis. And finally, we have the Los Angeles Dodger, 0-for-0 with a run scored and a walk. So definitely the National League, Babe Ruth had a much better all-star game. Here are all your pitchers. Look like they went through pretty much the full rotation. Chapman with the loss, Hader with the save. So congratulations to the National League All-Stars, the National League Babe Stars. Sorry about that. So the Babe Ruth All-Star game has been played. Here again is the box score. American League Babes, 1 hit. National League Babes did much, much, much better. Did all 7 get in the game? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, all 14 Babe Ruth made an appearance in the All-Star game. And Chapman with the loss, Hader with the save, and Trey Turner is your player of the game. Yeah, I think the most, I don't know if the settings have, I don't know what the default settings are, if you have to have 1 player from every team. If that's the case, then it would be impossible. Let's take a look here. It's too tough to tell. I just want to see if there's a Toronto representative here. Did we get Joe Carter? Doesn't look like it. How about the Miami player? Doesn't look like it. So let's go check in on those. Let's see if Joe Carter is still on the bench. Toronto Blue Jays, Joe Carter is still on the bench. Hitting 285 at-bats. Poor Joe. And our imported player in Miami, Jeff Conine, hitting 306, doing well. And no awards. He did make the All-Star game in 1994 and 1995, but did not make it in this game. All right, let's sim to the end of the month. Yeah, I probably would have guessed 10. I would not have thought 14 made it. Pretty much every outfield spot except for 3 was Babe Ruth. Of course, he's not a center fielder. All of the Babes listed were left field, I think, except for Tampa Bay. I think Tampa was the only right fielder Babe we saw. All right, we are at the end of July. Let's take a look at the complete league stats. Babe Ruth still leading the entire league with 38 home runs with Tampa, on pace for 56. So that number is dropping. Doesn't look like we're going to get any Babes over 60. And if we go to the sortable stats and go back down to stolen bases by name, let's see if he's even getting close to 20. 8. Yep, the speediest Babe Ruth now with a couple months to go is this Babe here, the Los Angeles Dodgers Babe Ruth. 8 stolen bases has not been caught yet in Los Angeles. We look at the OPS. Other than Nolan Jones, Babe dominates. OPS plus. Babe dominates. Home runs. We got a Judge. We have a Trout, Alonso, Reyes, and a Gallo. The worst Babe Ruth for home runs. Probably this one here with 20, the Seattle Mariners. Is there anyone worse than the Seattle Babe? Well, I'd have to go down pretty far. Is he still in the minors in Washington? Let's see if they brought him back up. Babe Ruth is back on the major league team. Okay, so it must have been a conditioning stint. Good to see you, Dr. D. Running a little bit late. We're almost finished our Matrix series, so probably give me another 15 minutes or so, and then we should be done and wrapping up. Let's go to the end of August. Again, the first question you need to get right is how many of the 28 teams will Babe hit 60 or plus home runs? Right now, it's looking like 0. So 50% of the contestants chose 0 to 2. So that's looking like that is going to be the first answer. Will the highest Babe be from the AL or NL? Well, all season so far, it's been Tampa. So the AL, 7 of you that picked AL, you're looking pretty good. Stolen bases, 8 is the highest. Maybe he breaks 10. So that 10 to 14 range, most of you chose that. We haven't looked at WAR, and my guess is he's going to win them both. I think he's got those locked up. All right, let's go back to September 1st. Here are your playoff standings. Tampa and New York tied for the division lead. In the AL East, Minnesota leading the Central and the Rangers leading the West. In the NL, the Braves are up by 8 over the Mets. The Brewers slight lead over the Cards, and the Padres are 5 up on the Dodgers. The 2 non-Babe teams, the Toronto Blue Jays, are pretty much out of a wild card position. And the Miami Marlins, worst team in baseball without Babe. So Jeff Conine, you did your best. You're hitting over 300. Maybe. Let's go check him out. Jeff Conine is the Babe replacement in Miami, and he's hitting 281 now, so he's dropped quite a bit. Even his ratings has dropped. So it will not be a Toronto-Miami final. We will not see that happen. Let's go to October. You can see the home runs in the second section on the left and right. He's 49 home runs with the Yankees, 43 with Arizona. So the Tampa Babe Ruth has dropped in his home runs. He's got 50 with the Yankees, which again is fitting. It's appropriate. All right, getting towards the end of September. San Diego with 100 wins. I think they have the most wins in the league. 101. Next is Atlanta with 97, and then we have Milwaukee, the Yankees, the Twins with 98, and the Rangers with 92. So playoffs pretty much been clinched in the AL and yes, in the NL as well. So let's go to the playoffs. Here is your playoff tree. 12 teams, 12 Babe Ruths. Rays Angels, Guardians Yankees, Cards Dodgers, Diamondbacks Brewers. For once, Babe Ruth is guaranteed a World Series ring. Just a matter of which team will it be on. All right, we are on our last break here, guys. One more break, and then we come in to finish off the show. We'll check in on the bounty, and we'll see who wins the last Babe in the Matrix contest. Back in 2 minutes. All right, welcome back for the last segment of the show here. Let's go jump back into the bounty, and the Jim Unknown Blue Jays have advanced to round 2 over the Skunks. And let's check out who we're facing now. We're facing the Stargell Stars, who came back being down 1 to Spores team, and they would come back and win game 3, 11-8 over Charlotte. Braden Belt, the player of the tournament, live. Brandon Belt, player of the tournament for the Stars. Now we got to go check out if they took the deal or not. So let's go to the overall roster. Check out the Stars. All first names, a B, an A, or an E. All right. The gold checks out. Silver checks out. Bronze is good. And now to iron. Jelly, George, Goat, and Sugar. All right, we have a legit roster. Our matey and the Star Joe Stars have a shot at taking the bounty. Also still in the tournament, Armada and George Carlin, guys named Todd. If I happen to beat the Stars, I will take on one of those two teams. On the other side of the bracket, the Gold Glovers taking on the Wood Ducks, and go buck yourself. Take on Rob Deere and Headlights, Banana Republic. So again, all 10 packs are still on the table here. Whoever defeats me and whoever wins the tournament. I've got Jeffrey Springs. Spencer will be in there for game 3. Had a great game. The live Spencer Strider. Complete game, 5 hits, 1 earned run. Gotta love it. And who am I facing? Facing Bill Swift. Okay. Not going to walk a lot against Bill Smith. And how is their lineup looking? Star Joe Stars. Oh, yeah, their MVP. Braden Belt hitting 500 in 3 games. Brandon Belt. Keeps saying Brandon Belt. All right, good luck to the Stars. Good luck to the remaining 6 other teams. We'll take a look at the very end of the show here, as we should have a couple games in by that point. All right, let's go back in and finish off Babe in the Matrix. 28 babes in the game. 12 of them have made the playoffs. Who is going to take it all? So we'll sim the playoffs and then we'll do some final tallies here. All right, round number 1. Once we get to the final 4, then I'll put a little prediction up. You guys can predict which of the final 4 teams are going to win. San Diego, Los Angeles, Brewers against the Braves, Rangers against the Yankees, and Tampa against Minnesota. I'm thinking, based on the performance of the Babes, I'm thinking Yankees are going to take on Milwaukee. Those seem to be the best Babes that we saw. Yankees, Milwaukee. All right, next playoff round as we get to the final 4. In this best of 5 DS, the Braves advance, the Yankees advance, the Twins advance, and San Diego advances. All right, let me put up the poll here. So, who is going to win? Will it be San Diego? Will it be the Braves? Will it be the Twins? Or will it be New York? All right, place your Hound Biscuits. It's only going to be up for a minute. Who will be the champion in our final Matrix series? Again, I called the Yankees Brewers, so I'm still going to go with the Yankees as the team. How fitting it would be for Babe Ruth to get his only World Series ring with the New York Yankees. That would be synchronotic. Babe Yankees World Series. Calling it now. Babe was on every team EVC except for 2. He refused to go to Miami because that's where he had his lowest home run total, and they wouldn't allow him across the Canadian border. So we had Jeff Conine go to Miami, and we had Joe Carter go to Toronto, just so they would have a historical player. So we're down to the final 4. Let's see who our World Series participants are. And by the way, EVC, of the 28 Babe Ruths, 14 of them made the All-Star game. 14. It will be the New York Yankees going up against the Atlanta Braves. Babe from New York, Babe from Atlanta. So let's go and take a quick peek, first of all, how these 2 teams did in the regular season. The Yankees went 91-71. The Braves 98-64. All right. Our Atlanta Babe Ruth had a .320 average, 45 home runs, 134 RBIs. Great season for Atlanta Babe. And our Yankee Babe, 56 home runs, 109 RBIs, and a 7.5 WAR. .310 average. So we're getting 2 really solid. Look at his he was the AL All-Star, Wild Card MVP, and the League Championship MVP. The New York Babe is killing it. How about the Atlanta one? Any awards for Atlanta Babe? Just the All-Star. All right, I'm calling New York in 5. Let's see what you guys chose. 24% of you chose the Yankees, 22% chose Atlanta, 2% picked the Twins, and 52% went San Diego. Ouch. It will not be San Diego. In fact, the Atlanta bettors have the most. No, actually, yeah, the Atlanta bettors have a little bit more to gain than the Yankee bettors, as more biscuits were bet on the Yankees. All right, so let's go through game 1. Is a 6-3 Braves win. Game 2 in Atlanta. Braves win 7-1. Wow. Both Babe Ruths had a home run in game 1. Neither had a home run in game 2. We head to New York. Game 3, the Braves win 7-5. No Babe home runs. This could be it. Game 4, backs against the wall. Braves up 3-0. Right against Cortez. And the Braves sweep. Congratulations go to the Atlanta Braves, who just crushed it in the playoffs. 3-0 over Milwaukee, a close 4-3 series against the Padres, and then they sweep the New York Yankees. So our World Series ring, the only ring Babe Ruth will get in his 58 appearances, 58 teams, 1 World Series ring, and that's with the Atlanta Braves. And coincidentally, TJ Lauerman on tonight with his Atlanta Braves series. Let's pay out the Atlanta bettors here. Congratulations if you chose Atlanta. Okay. Now we get to the answers here. Let's go and look at the statistics. As you can see, we're on combined. No Babe Ruth hit 60 or more. So question number 1, the answer is 0-2. Next question. Will the highest home run babe be from the AL or NL? The highest home run Babe Ruth was from the New York Yankees, so that is AL. 56. In fact, the top 3 were from the American League. If we just look at the National League, the highest Babe Ruth was Milwaukee and San Diego with 47. A lot of you picked Colorado. That was 46. All right, question number 3. Will Babe Ruth, what will the highest scoring stolen base total be for any of the Babe Ruths? Okay, we can find that out. Let's go by name. Let's go the other way. All right, here are all the Babe Ruths. None are showing injured. So we've got 8, 10, 12. Yep, 3 Babe Ruths had double digits. 10 for the Milwaukee Babe Ruth, 10 stolen bases for the New York Met Babe Ruth, and the most was 12 for the Oakland Athletics Babe Ruth, 12 stolen bases caught only 2 times. Ricky Henderson influence in Oakland. We'll just double check this here. Yep, 12 is the answer. All right, the next question. Which team will be the highest WAR Babe Ruth? So we got Colorado, Boston, Atlanta, New York Yankees, and the LA Dodgers. All right, Colorado. $6.7. Next, Boston. 5.7. New York Yankees. 7.5. That's the lead so far. Atlanta. Where did Babe go? Oh, there he is. 7.6. Ooh. What was the 5th team? Colorado, Atlanta, Boston, Yankees. Who was team Dodgers? 8.7. Oh, I did not expect that. Chess Safari, I thought it was going to be Atlanta or the Braves, but the Los Angeles Dodgers Babe Ruth had an 8.7 WAR, hitting 312, 43 home runs, 101 RBIs. He crushed it with the Dodgers. Lost out in the division series, but yeah, he had a great season. So LA Dodgers. All right. Well, let's go look at the sheet. If we need to go to the other tiebreakers, we will. But let's take a look, see if we have a winner after the first 4 questions. I'm feeling we might have a winner already. Okay, let's go and create our filter. Zoom in a bit. First up, how many Babe Ruths will have over 60 home runs? 0 to 2. Question 2. The highest Babe Ruth came from the American League. That leaves 4. Chess Safari, Real Teddy-O, Lowly Worm, and Cito are 4 finalists. Congratulations on getting this far. Question number 3. Stolen bases. He had 12. That knocks off Cito. So Chess Safari, Teddy-O, and Lowly Worm. Question number 4. No one got it right. So we go to question 5. Will he win? Well, everyone got it right, so that's insignificant. While we're doing that, let's sim to that. So now we go to the tiebreakers. Tiebreaker number 1. How many Babes will make the All-Star game? Closest over or under? 14 Babe Ruths made the All-Star game. Moment of truth. We have our winner, and it is the real Teddy-O. Congratulations, Teddy-O. You are the champion in our last Matrix series, as Babe Ruth made 14 All-Star appearances. You predicted 12, only 2 off. We did not need to go to the very last tiebreaker, which was, I don't even remember. How many home runs did he have in Pittsburgh? Just for giggles, we'll take a look. Let's take a look at the league history. Let's take a look at the awards. National League MVP, Babe Ruth for Arizona. So Arizona Babe Ruth wins the NL. And for the AL, it was the Angels, not the Dodgers. The Angels. So it's not a complete LA sweep for NL AL. So all of you would have had that question right. And then if we went to the last tiebreaker, Pittsburgh, he had 64 his first appearance. This time he ended up with 38. 38. So it would have been, 40 would have been the closest. But congratulations, Real Teddy-O. You are the champion. All right, we're going to go head over to Dr. Dynastic. He has his stream up and running. One final time, let's go and take a look at the bounty, though, and just find out how far we are into the semifinals. I believe it's semifinals. Maybe quarterfinals. Let's see, 8. Yeah, we're at 8 teams right now. So rocking chair, one last look in. 1-1 between Stargell Stars and Jim Unknown Blue Jays. Banana Republic has advanced to the Final Four. All other 3 series are still up and running. All right, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. We're going to raid Dr. Dynastic. I'm going to leave my stream up for a little bit, at least till that last game comes in. I'm going to send you all over there, and have a wonderful day. Check out TJ tonight for official packs from OOTP. Back Thursday, 11 a.m. Eastern for the pregame show. You don't want to miss it. We have the 3 Amigos coming up on Thursday. And again, new cards out today. Spore announced the new cards. You may find those in your packs. As I always like to say, be kind to yourself, be kind to others, give what you can, take what you need. Thank you for the follows today. Thank you for re-upping those subscriptions for you subscribers. It is a great day for baseball. Remember, we're here for a good time, not a long time. So have a good time. The sun can't shine every day. Laptop Hound signing off. We will see you next episode.
A very good friend of mine told me something the other day. I'd like to pass it on to you. I believe what he said to be true. He said we're here for a good time, not a long time. So have a good time. The sun can't shine every day, and the sun is shining in this rainy city, and the sun is shining. Oh, well, isn't it a pity? And every year has its share of tears, but every now and then it's gotta rain. We're here for a good time, not a long time. So have a good time. The sun can't shine every day.